Hi there, everybody. Wonderful to be back talking to my iPhone and through the internet to you. So, today I want to talk about lying. You know, people get very upset when they're lied to. I think it's one of the 7 deadly sins that's considered the worst, which is betrayal. And when somebody lies to you, when they pretend to be something that they're not, that's betrayal, and it hurts us. You know, all these movies with CIA and FBI operatives betraying each other, and rom-coms with betrayal in them. Why? Because we just love the drama of the lies underneath the betrayal. So, everybody knows that people lie to each other, and we know that we hate it. But do you know how often you lie to yourself? What do I mean by that? Well, let's say you're getting married in 3 months' time, and you have this incredible fantasy about how wonderful it's going to be. Or it might simply be on Saturday night you've got your favorite football show or your favorite MasterChef series, whatever it is that you're so looking forward to. Have you noticed how often when you really look forward to something and you're so excited, you have a manic fantasy about that? It doesn't turn out the way you wanted it to. You feel depressed afterwards. It's, oh no, man, it wasn't as good as I thought. And that's why brides, when they're getting married, have the most incredibly stressful time leading up to the wedding. And the wedding day, someone who's getting married, usually it's the women, because the men, you know, for them it's often the ball and chain. So on that wedding day, when a woman wakes up, how does she feel? Relaxed, at peace, calm, that she's connecting with her soulmate? No. She has this incredible anxiety, usually, about have the tables been organized properly, and the music and the food, and are the colors right, and will my hair look right, and all of this stuff? She's in a panic because she has this fantasy about how fabulous it'll be. And that panic is caused by the fantasy. And what I'm saying is that the fantasy is a lie to ourselves. But not every time, and that's why we keep doing it. We have fantasies about how things are going to turn out in our lives, and sometimes, maybe 10, 15% of the time, the fantasy is matched by reality, which is why we keep doing it. But the other 85% of the time, we are immensely disappointed by the fact that the fantasy is just crushingly disappointing. And so we go from manic to depressed, manic to depressed. And the depression is created by the fantasy. And so I call fantasies pro-depressants. You know, we have antidepressants, Prozac and Silift, and etc., etc. Well, if there's an antidepressant, there must be a pro-depressant. The fantasies and lies we tell ourselves about the future are pro-depressants. They make depression. And I just saw a little heart float up the screen, and you know I love the hearts, so thank you. The point is, we are not loving ourselves when we create fantasies. And you know, everybody talks about the power of now. You know, Eckhart Tolle wrote that book, very popular book. Well, every time you go into the future, you're not in the power of now. And you're in what I call the disempowered future, which is telling ourselves a lie. So next time you feel that someone else betrays you by telling a lie, just check. How much did you betray yourself? So you meet somebody that you really like, and there's a bit of a fantasy about them, which means you're pretending that they're better than you think they are, and you're hoping and wanting them to be better than you think they are. So you've told yourself a lie and betrayed yourself. Now they let you down. Actually, did they let you down or did you let yourself down first? I think it's the latter. If we do that, we take responsibility, then we're more in control of the destiny that our lives take. So, turn your focus away from, did he lie to me, and say, how did I betray myself and lie to myself by creating a fantasy about them, or a fantasy about what I thought was going to happen. My final story, I know a woman, I saw her for some coaching work about 3 months before she was due to get married, and she was infatuated out of her mind about this wedding. It was like, oh, everything is just going to be so beautiful and perfect, and I can't wait for the day. And you know what happened on the day? Somebody dropped a brick on her toe and it broke. She was in agony on her wedding day. And I think partly it's because she had that fantasy. And just check, don't believe me or not, check for yourself. I've noticed this. The more we have fantasies, and I got this from John DeMartini's work, the more we have fantasies, the more we create accident and tragedies. Don't believe me or not, check it out. I've checked it out, and my experience is it's not always true, but very often it is. So lovely talking to you, and have the most beautiful day, connected to reality and dissolved out of your fantasies. Cheers.